Hello, Mr. Fry's geometry class. This is March 4th, and I'm looking at the non-isosceles trapezoids and isosceles trapezoids in class. You went over some of these properties, and you could take a look at those. And I don't want to reiterate that as it was done in class, but I do want to do some of the problems. I want to do some of the I want to do the odd ones for you. I do have extra. I do have an even one that I slipped in there too. But we're going to find each missing value on the trapezoids below. So when we're looking for a K, it's going to be 180 minus this 51, so you get 129 degrees. When we're looking for M, it's going to be 180 minus this 87, because remember, when we have parallel lines and we have a transversal, those angles that are consecutive are supplementary. Remember that from beginning of the school year. So 180 minus 87 gives you 93. For number 2, you're going to do the same thing when you're looking for C and D. For C, I'm going to take 180 minus 31, 149. Big obtuse angle, makes sense. And then 62, I'm going to take 180 minus 62 to get this D, and that's 118. Looking for number 3, I am solving for X. These two are going to be supplementary. So when you add these two together, because these are parallel, these are consecutive angles in the transversal, and you are going to add them to get 180. They're supplementary. So I just combine my like terms, isolate the variable, and I get X equals 15. When you're doing this one, you're going to take this one this one plus this one equals 180. So just take these, add them, and solve for X, and then plug that X value back into this equation so that you can get 7 times that value minus 13 to get the measurement of angle R. For number 5, this is an isosceles trapezoid, so you can look at some of those characteristics of isosceles trapezoids up here. But DG is going to be congruent to EF, and DF is going to be congruent to the EG. So the opposite sides are going to be congruent. These sides, not these sides, but these sides, okay? And the diagonals are going to be congruent. Okay, so for number 7, if that angle is 112, then this angle is going to be 112. And then these are going to be supplementary because these are the transversals to the parallel lines. And so it's going to be 180 minus 112, 68, and 68. For number 9, I have MP and NO, which are equal sides. Properties of isosceles triangles, or trapezoid, that isosceles trapezoid has these sides as being congruent. So I'm just going to set these values equal to each other and solve for X. Combine your like terms, isolate the variable, and you get X equals 3. And then the diagonals are going to be congruent too. So they give you the measures, the formulas for the equations, if you will, for the diagonals. And I just set them equal to each other and I solve for Y. Combine like terms, isolate the variable, and get 8 equals Y. Okay. For number 11, I have JKLM. These two are going to be supplementary, so I add them together to get 180. I combine my like terms, isolate the variable. You can see my work there, and I get X equals 14. Then, in order to figure out what angle J, K, L, and M, I plug that in for X. So my J and K are going to be the same. So I just plug that into the equation. Instead of X, I put in 14. I get 107. And that goes for both of them. And then for angle L and angle M, I plug in 14 for the X value. And I get 73, and that's good for both of them. For number 13, CDEF is an isosceles trapezoid. Find each missing angle. Okay, these are going to be equal to each other. Okay, so I set them equal to each other, combine my like terms, and I have isolate the variable to get X equals 7. Now, I plug that back in to get C and D for X. And I only need to use one of them because they're equal. They're the same. So I use the 21 times x minus 16. So I end up getting 131 for both of those. Then I know that E and F are going to be supplementary, so I really don't have to do anything but take 180 minus the 131 for both of those. And they're both going to be the same. They're both going to be 49. Hopefully this helped. And good luck with those even ones.